What is up, guys? Zan for the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we continue our tour of the West Coast. Today, looking at a money play setup out of the strong pro formation that will be any and all zone coverages with no hot route master. But before we do that, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here daily on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to watch me play Madden live, you guys can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zan Madden. The link is below in the description, as is a link to my ebook bundle. If you guys are looking for a different way to finish Madden 20 strong, you guys can get my full Washington Redskins single back wing tight U, wing tight, and wing tight Z offense, as well as my comprehensive 3-4 bear defense that I've spent over 35,000 snaps in this year, learning how to stop all the popular runs, shut down those pesky rollout corners, and lock down the field with unique coverage concepts against all those spread passers. You guys can get all the content, over 3 hours of content on both sides of the ball, unlocked at my PayHip account. You guys check the link in the description. No waiting for me to go live for a moderator to deliver you the ebook. You guys can get it all unlocked at that link. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video. We're going to be continuing our West Coast offense breakdowns, and today we're going to be taking a look at the play PA pound draw pass. This is in the strong pro. This is a number of great concepts that I love. It's got all of my favorite routes on the game for beating various zone coverages. Most importantly, if you take a look at the red route, the primary on this is a 15-yard dig. This is the shortest a in route can be that will get behind all the yellow zones in the game, but stay in front of the deep zones, regardless of being cover 2, cover 3, or cover 4. And then on the opposite side, you have a skinny post. When you have a post and an in, that creates what is called the Portland concept, where you are able to essentially bomb cover 4. Now, with this play, we also have a tight end route that is very, very unique. And when we motion this across the formation, we're going to start off against your cover 4 drop show 2. You're going to notice that his route does not flip into a drag like most tight end crosses would. So we're going to start off with this route. This is a great underneath manipulator. You will notice when you go to this motion that the receivers reset. Metcalf will step further to the outside. The receiver that was the split end motions inside towards the numbers. Now, if you catch your opponent in cover 3 or cover 4, knowing that there is a purple zone on the field, this route basically runs a kind of a speed out or a slant out, if you will, and it will always beat purple zones. So you're going to see how I can just throw this ball and kind of rack it up the field. Super easy. That's about 15 yards pretty consistently. Now, if you wish to keep the play action on this play, you can. And what you're going to notice is that the play action actually holds the linebacker as well. You'll notice that the linebacker kind of gives a shove. You see right here, he's going to give a little shove, and then that's going to open up that throw for you as well. Do a little click on rack swerve and get yourself a better angle to turn up the sideline and turn that into yardage. You notice that we're on the 20 here. If you're facing the cover 4 drop show 2, you're going to be able to throw this ball pretty easily against this coverage. So again, you see right here from the 20, you just wait for him, kind of pass lead up and rack it. You see we're able to pick up 20 yards on that throw. Very, very simple throw. And a lot of players will leave the purple zones out there on the field. We'll go ahead and show it to you one more time. Typically on this throw, all I'm doing is waiting for him to get a step or two away from that linebacker. I'm throwing an up pass lead, clicking on, holding down to kind of run into the backfield or towards the backfield. And then at the last second, I'm peeling and looping back up to rack it in stride. So you're going to see what I mean here. Pass lead up, hold down, and then rack it upfield. So super easy to get that angle. It's going to allow you to stay in bounds and rack, which is super, super important. Again, you're going to pass lead up or up and outside, and then kind of click on immediately, hold down and outside, and then swivel the stick up to rack it. So you see here, up and outside lead, down, up, rack it, 20 yards. So that is a very simple route that you can steal against cover 3 and cover 4. We'll go ahead and show it to you against the cover 3 as well. Again, when you're dealing with these zone concepts, just pay attention to what types of zones are on the field. If they start to shade into hard flats or cloud flats, be aware of that. But you'll see right here, cover 3 sky has the exact same zones in terms of color, purple and yellow, as cover 4 does. So, and the thing is, if they play auto flip, the safety that's in the curl flat zone will line up to the tight end side, which will allow you to motion him across. So auto flip will not stop this. They will have to flip their defense accordingly to make sure there's a nickel corner or a strong safety out there to make this play. But you're going to see here how we can basically do the same thing on this throw, pick up about 20 yards. So I won't show that any further. Let's go to another cover 3 manipulation here that I really like. And that is actually going to be one, because we motion this guy across and that receiver lines up a little bit closer to the 20-yard line, or the number 20 on the field, we can actually streak this player and then put our B receiver on a comeback and smart route it, and then go to a max protect scheme. Now, this will require a little bit of time in the pocket. So I like to set up my rollout concepts to make sure we get a cut block on the outside linebacker. And what we're looking to do is make a throw to lock it over the top, because Disley is going to pull Earl Thomas, the middle of field defender, towards the left side. So you see I'm going to roll out here, and then you're looking to throw this ball all the way back across the field. And actually, we threw that way too late. Lockett stopped his route, which hurt our success. So, you want to make sure that you throw it while he's running. So we'll go ahead and do this again here. Comeback route to B, smart route it. You'll notice that with this setup, there are absolutely positively no route apprentices or hot route masters necessary to beat this coverage. This time we're going to kind of roll out. You're going to see right here, he should keep running. He actually stopped. So you just want to make sure that you're throwing the ball right before he stops. You notice that he's stopping just after he crosses that the right hash mark. So just kind of get that timing down when you run this. You want to try to throw him open. You don't want him to stop on that route. So you're going to see here, I'm just going to go ahead and try to throw the ball out there into that area of the field. Now, obviously, post flag elite, you can ag those. This is a little bit tougher to do, in my opinion, than a lot of the other bombs, because Lockett is split out so far. But I do want to let it be known that if you have a faster tight end, obviously Disley's not the fastest guy in the world. You can maybe make this throw a little bit easier. So you see here, something like that. That's what you're looking for right there. That throw. And, obviously dashing Deadeye escape artist is going to be important. That's what you're looking for against cover 3. So then what we're going to talk about on this play, let's go ahead and go back into cover 4. Let's actually talk about the Portland concept. The Portland concept is what you guys are probably here for anyways. This is a one-play score against cover 4 drop show 2. You do need to make sure that the ball is on the right hash, or the tight end is on the hash mark. So if you're on the right hash, you want the tight end to the right. In terms of this play, you don't need to do anything. Do not motion the tight end. We'll go ahead and show you what I mean here. So with this play, just kind of let it play as a shot play. You can even go through the play action if you wish. I'm trying not to get sacked there. You see how Lockett actually runs by. Russ just doesn't have the respect on his throw power, but you see how you can fit that throw over the top. And this is because of the deep end route. The deep end route to DK Metcalf on this play is designed to pull down the outside corner and the safety on that side. So you're going to see what I mean here to make this throw. It's going to kind of hold tight in the pocket. You can even roll out and make this throw over the top of that safety. Again, more throw power, more speed, post flag elite. You're going to make that throw very, very easily for the one-play score. So that Portland concept will definitely beat them. We'll go ahead and show that to you one more time. Again, here, you don't really have to have too much in terms of routes on this play. I just kind of wait for that guy to bite down, roll out, and throw a pass lead up and outside over the top of that safety that bites down, and that'll be a one-play score for you. Now, that's not all. That's not all with this play. Another thing that's great about this is this deep route. So, when we do this motion, say you don't want to bomb the cover 4, this deep motion is wonderful. And the reason I really like this is because DK Metcalf will be open behind the linebackers every single time. 15 yards is about what you need to make sure you clear those hook curls. They don't back up into the area for you to fit that throw in. So very, very simple to beat this. You see right here, again, Metcalf over the top, just kind of throw a little ball right there. Easy to catch that ball behind the linebackers. Don't even have to use the play action if you don't want to. Let's say for some reason or another that you're doing this and maybe that right side linebacker is making the play. You can always go everyone out on routes, especially if you know it's only a 3 or 4 man rush. And you could put the running back on a curl, which will cause this linebacker to bite down. So see how he bites down? That's going to open up this throw sooner for you to get that sliding animation behind that hook curl. Very, very simple manipulation. A hook curl is going to play a hook. We put the running back on a hook, and that's going to open that route up considerably. Another thing you could do with this play is try to wheel this fullback. If your opponent starts to get a little bit too aggressive, maybe starts manning up DK Metcalf with the outside corner. This is one of those throws that, you might be able to fit in, out there, assuming that player is not, out there on that. Maybe they're manned up on Metcalf. That's a throw you can make down the sideline as well. Obviously, Peters would have to be following Metcalf for you to throw that wheel, but that is an option for you. In terms of beating cover two, this is an interesting one against cover two. This dig route's always going to be open because there are two ways that your opponent is going to play their cover two defense. They're going to play the first way, which is standard with a Tampa 2, mid read zone. And I want you to watch the mid read zone. That is going to be the player over the right guard off the line, standing about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. When you run this play, I want you to watch how this player works. He's actually going to turn and match the post, leaving the dig route wide open. Actually, he didn't right there. That was bizarre. But again, you got that dig route. Even if it gets open, you're going to be able to throw that. Now, if you use this motion, rather, you're definitely going to see that this route will get matched. So I want you to watch how that Tampa 2 linebacker is going to turn and run with the post. There he goes, and that's going to leave the dig route right there. So that's the first way. The second way that they're going to do it is they're going to take that player and they're going to put him into a deep middle third, which I don't have a second controller up right now. But if they do that, he's going to bail out of center field regardless. And it's going to look just the same as what you see right here, where he's just going to turn and run. And then you're going to have this throw right here underneath. So depending on if your opponent is using the mid-read zone or not, you're going to know whether or not you can hit that throw. That's always something that you could do as well. In terms of other things that you could do with this play, there are manipulations that you can certainly go to. They might be a little bit more setup intensive. Let me go ahead and show you one, for instance, against the cover two that I like to do from time to time. So when you come out in this play, you would actually have to come out in it this way flipped. So if I come out in pound draw pass and I flip it, you're going to run it to the short side, specifically against cover two. And what I do is I put the running back on a wheel and then I flip the play. And that's going to flip his wheel to the short side of the field. And then what you do is you motion in this player, put him on the numbers and put him on a curl. Literally that simple. Put him on a curl. And that's going to allow you to throw a manipulation to the running back. What should happen is Lockett's curl will pull the cloud flat in and leave Carson on the wheel unguarded down the sideline. So you see how that works. Kind of throw this ball outside pass lead. That was actually a little bit too tight on the throw right there. Just a wee bit too tight on that throw. If you notice that they're jumping that route, go ahead and try to, run it so you throw that ball sooner rather than later. Don't try to test it too much. So you're going to see here, as soon as you start to see him get inside on that, go ahead and throw a bullet pass and rack it. That's an easy throw for a free 10 yards underneath. Just a simple cloud flat manipulation. If you're a little bit further away from the hash mark, like say you're on one side or the other. So say like, you run a run play and you're not perfectly on a hash. You could do it this way as well. This will help a little bit more. Should see a little bit more of a pronounced, exaggerated bite by this cloud flat defender. So you motion him into the numbers and watch how he should really, really bite here on this. And he does. And that's going to allow you to throw that ball out over the top of him. So a little bit more room when you're not exactly on the hash. So for instance, if I were on, say, like right over here, for instance, and I wanted to run it, you would actually, let me see here. You would run the play with the tight end to the short side. You'd put the guy on a wheel, right? And then you would actually flip it. So actually it doesn't flip the wheel in that example. So what you could do is you could motion your wheel out, get it to the right side, and then motion it back so it stays on the right side. And then motion in this player. That's a lot of work, but it is something that actually it didn't work. All right, so this is one of those rare formations where it doesn't work. But we're not done. We're not done. So there's other things you can do with this play. Being that we're in a strong alignment, you always have that option to run wheel screens. So, this play in general, you could really freestyle out of it and, pretty much beat any coverage. If you catch them in cover 3, cover 4, you'd always wheel this running back, motion this guy out to the flat if you want. And, this is going to allow you to kind of, take advantage of those zones. You see here how we can throw that inside pass lead right there down the seam because that flat route will pull for you. So another thing you can do is motion this tight end out in the slot, kind of achieve the same goal here. So if you do something like this, I didn't mean to have 2 flats there, but why not? You can do the same type of thing right there in that pocket. And of course, you still got that deep in route over the top of it. So don't sleep on that. You could go to something more like this and still be able to hit your deep in route over the top. So you still got that as well. So, this beats cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. Obviously, if you're worried about beating man coverage, You know, having post flag elite on one or both of your receivers is going to help. In-out elite's going to help you against man coverage calls as well. You know, tight end routes in general seem to do a pretty good job at beating man coverage. I just think that tight ends against man coverage are always open. Again, you got these little rack swerves up the sideline as well. Typically, you want to run those to the wide side of the field with a little bit more room. We'll go ahead and show you that tight end slant out against man coverage. It's not my favorite thing in the world against man coverage. There are better tight end routes in the game to go to. But go ahead and try to show that to you just for the sake of kind of showing you a full little mini scheme play out of this play. So if you motion this guy across, there's going to be a guy that's assigned to man coverage on him, right? So that's kind of the challenge, is that, you know, he's got to be able to beat that guy. So you see right there how he just gets played. But unfortunately, man coverage is really going to struggle to stay with the 15-yard dig. And also man coverage against post routes is rough too, especially if you have post flag elite on that guy. So there are different routes that can beat man coverage. If you're facing someone who just runs a ton of man, you know, option routes to your running back are never a bad idea. You know, those are routes that can definitely get open. Those option style routes typically beat man. So you see the outcut. Here comes the outcut there. So, you know, there's lots of ways to beat man that are just stock hot routes on this play. So, you know, this is a play that you should definitely be adding to your arsenal. It is in the strong pro. If you guys run the West Coast 2-back, whether that's near close flex or far tight slots, this is definitely something you should be looking to audible into, especially if your opponent is running a lot of drop zone style coverages to stop those rollout corners. You can kind of go into this spread pro personnel and give them a lot of hell with this. So let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video. Until then, this is Zand. Get the lab in. Good luck.